Hey, what's up, guys? It's me, your lovely ray of sunshine. So in my last video, I guess you all enjoyed that. Are we truly civilized? Are we truly civilized? But moving forward, so we have the history of the orphan train, right? The orphan train started in 1854 and it ran till 1929. So from 1856 is when it actually took off, was implemented in 1856 to 1929 when it was ended by the government based on laws that they passed to protect children. Get that? Okay. It was founded by Charles Loring Brace. Was an American philanthropist. I'm having trouble with that word. Who contributed to the field of social reform, the father of modern day foster care movement, and his company, the CAS, is still in business and still influencing the foster care system. Okay, welfare. Okay, philanthropist is a person who seeks to promote the welfare of others, especially through generous donations, right? Of money for good causes. What is a good cause? I mean, rich people, just my understanding, don't give money unless it benefits them, either by getting a tax deduction or in another way. Not all rich people are ugly and evil, but, you know, based on what we know, you understand. Okay, orphan train route started in New York City and ran across the I-80, where the train is actually running across alongside in the mountains of the I-80 going west. So it ran from New York City to the Midwest and onward as the train was developed. Okay. To be a philanthropist comes from a Greek word, anthros, meaning human kindness, and philos, meaning love. Together means love of humankind. Wow, isn't that interesting? Trains would carry children to Michigan, Illinois, Iowa, Missouri, Pennsylvania, Indiana, Minnesota, Nebraska, and Kansas. And then some kids were actually sent to Canada and put on ships and sent abroad to other countries. If that is not child trafficking, I don't know what is. Okay. Presented. Some placed on ships and sent to other countries abroad. I already covered that. Presented at train stations, churches. So they would present these children anywhere that had a stage. Okay. So I asked for children passenger list because that's what they called them. They didn't call them orphaned passengers. They called them children passengers or children train riders. Right? So since the orphan train started in New York, I got to Googling and doing my magic, trying to find out how do I get these records, because like I'm excited now. I want to know at least some names if I can find them, right? No, I can't have names. They will not give them to you. But the resource that I got is the National Orphan Train Complex. They say that there is no compiled list. Why is there no compiled list? Oh, because they didn't need to keep track of these kids at all. Once they dropped them off, that was good enough, right? According to the National Orphan Train Complex, they can account for at least 7,000 children that were documented as being train passengers. Okay. New York Founderling Hospital and CAS hold records that can be found at the New York Historical Society, but you definitely have to pay a pretty penny. Baby, I can't afford that. I can't afford that. I covered, let me make sure I'm not missing anything on this page. Oh, I was. Okay. So, that's how the kids were handled, and that has to do with for the children as far as how many they can account for was 7,000. But guess how many they moved, y'all? They moved more than 200,000 kids. They only documented or kept counts of 200,000 children. The rest were just, they don't know. They don't know. That's the thing, right? So how did they get these kids into homes? Oh, they got them in with advanced preparation by using advertising ahead of time, by sending agents or merchants into the towns ahead of the train. So they would go into these towns ahead of the train with pictures of these children and would advertise them. Why do you advertise unless you have something to sell, right? A committee that would process potential foster families. So they had an actual committee that would process them. However they did that, right? Securing, they would dress the kids in new clothes to be presented and described. So the pictures would show them in brand new clothes, hair done up, looking pretty and clean, right? If a child was pre-selected by a family, the Founderling Hospital would brand the collar of the kids' shirts with the family names that they were going to. Okay? They were selected by hair color, eye color, nationality, body build, and gender, and age. So following up with the children, no, they didn't do that. They did not go house to house and check on these more than 200,000 children that they just shipped away. They didn't do that. Instead, the follow-up was that the foster parents would send in an annual letter. So that's a yearly letter with a photo. Yeah, so that shows how good they are. Yeah, you know, because a picture's worth 1,000 words, right? So, hey, so, you know, that's interesting to me. But this actually set the children up for exploitation, according to actual records with the DHS and with the Train Society in New York, right? In the exploitation was indentured servitude. Historical stories and account studies show the children were used as cheap labor in community businesses, warehouses, and on farms. Ain't that nice? Why were they exploited? Right? In that way. In that way, they were exploited because guess what? This 3-year-old that I just took in has to be able to pay for their clothes and their education and the roof over their head. Swear to God. Okay? Other exploitations was actually being essayed. In 1858, the federal government had passed a bill or a law saying that it was illegal to lay with a female child under the age of 16 because pregnancies on little girls as young as 11 years old was becoming rampant. Very horrible. So apparently, you know, back then they were full of pedophiles, okay? So this was technically child slavery. And chattel slavery ended in 1865. So let me ask you, why would the... I'm going to get into that tomorrow because that's like a whole nother rabbit hole. I will get into that with the Sisters Orphanage and then I will cover the New York Founderling Hospital and how they actually played a huge role in all of this, okay? So, because the video is getting long. But I just want you all to know that I'm like really on this, but I'm almost done with it, guys. And I'm really just trying to keep myself busy. So when I'm finished with it, I will give you all some more of my stories, and then I will find something else to jump into because, like, I mean, I'm sure there's plenty. So with that being said, guys, I'm you are me. Let's fix each other in unity, and remember to be the difference that makes the difference. I don't really know what else to say other than that. Guys, I'm feeling a whole lot better, though. Mentally, I am pulling it together. I'm not feeling so crazy. Everybody was telling me I was crazy, and I'm finding out there was nothing the hell wrong with me and something wrong with all of them. But, you know, a crazy person would say that, right? No, it's not me. So you all have a good night, and I will talk to you all tomorrow. Thank you. Like, share, and comment.